Alright, so before we dive into this first clip, I want to discuss what we are even looking for when approaching a base with this strategy. First things first, you're looking for your heavy hitting splash defenses. You're looking for the spell towers and what spell they are set to. You're looking for where is the monolith, right? Because that is a huge threat to our heroes. You're looking for where are the enemy air heroes and how can I reach them. You even kind of want to look for what are the expos set to, because ground and air each present their own difficulties. If they're ground, I'd argue that that's even harder than air expos because they are guaranteed going to be targeting your heroes, and your heroes are a huge part of this attack. Lastly, where's the clan castle and how can I lure it? Luring the clan castle is a massive part of this attack. It's something that you almost always want to ensure that you get with your blizzard, right? So with that being said, the way that I approach my blimp value is not necessarily which portion of the base is the most insane value, because obviously that's right here. Landing the blimp right here would ensure all of this. It take care of that rage tower. 3 raged up multis is a massive threat to a Lalo, but in order to get there, we'd have to invest our warden, right? Because we send a hound in right here, you know, it's not really distracting anything. We still have to make it all the way here. We're not distracting anything in this core, and we're not pulling any of these traps. Same could go for sending a couple of balloons in. They're only going to make it to right here. They're not going to pull any of these traps. And we can only assume that a well-built base is going to have seeking air mines right here. It's going to have a tornado trap, possibly. It's going to have something to keep us from getting here and getting this value. So it's just not worth it to invest a warden, in my opinion, because if you use the warden, now your only option for securing this is with your heroes, which now makes this barbarian king a much larger threat. Not only that, but we can assume that there's Teslas right here or right here. We can assume that there's a bunch of ground skellies, something that will slow us up. And we have these ground expos, which have massive range. They're going to be melting us the entire time. But if we get through all that and we manage to funnel our heroes in properly, we now have this Invis tower that we better be ready to freeze, or else the entire attack is ruined. So for me, this section of the base is the trickiest to get through. So this is what we're going to blimp. We're going to send our hound right here. We're going to send our blimp right here, and it's going to land right here. And while it makes its way there, this is going to be distracted by the hound. This is going to be distracted by the hound. Even the queen will be distracted by the hound, and it will have a nice clean path. Now the Invis tower will go off, but it only is active for 4 seconds. So we have all of these buildings right here that our super wizards can shoot to stay in place so that they don't take a run and get killed by a giant bomb or leave the invisible aura or anything. You know, we're going to secure that town hall. So let's play the clip. Blimp is in, everything is distracted. Blimp will make it there, and we have secured the clan castle pole nice and early. Our goblins in our clan castle will pull all those traps. Invis tower goes off, but like I said, we have all these buildings to shoot while it wears off, and then we will secure the town hall, and we'll secure that monolith with our last Invis. We don't kill the queen, but we do damage her, which is nice. And then we're going to lure that hound over with an archer. 99% of the time you're going to encounter one of 4 clan castles. You're going to have a hound, you're going to have 3 ice golems, you're going to have super minions, or an E titan. Very rarely are you going to see anything besides that. Maybe you'll have 45 archers. Or if you're in lower legends, you'll have like dragons or something. I wanted my heroes to walk down, however, due to these Teslas, they are going to end up walking this way. That's fine, it's not the end of the world. We'll send in a headhunter to help get through that king, and then they'll keep working their way up and around. And this is where you just have to let them do their thing. You typically want to pop the king ability to get through things pretty quickly because time can be an issue. I did forget right there that I had an ice golem in this attack. Typically you want that to be out in front of everything, but I forgot that it was there. So that's just something that I did want to point out. King with the Phoenix will get stuck in that tornado trap, but he will take out that enemy royal champion, which is nice. Queen will continue to work in. Now she goes in that wall gap, so we do have access to all of this with her, which is very helpful. And at this point, we start the Lalo. So you'll notice I sent a hound across the map, and then I sent my other hound directly at the air defense, and I sprinkled in multiple groups of balloons. You don't want to just spam your balloons in a line. This isn't dragon spam. This is, you have to be methodical with this attack. You have to sprinkle them in like 2, 3, 4 at a time, 2, 3, 4 at a time, 2, 3, 4 at a time. Because if you have them all clumped up in one group and this targets you, you're done for. So you sprinkle them in. We're going to pop the Warden ability here soon. You'll see that I send headhunters, I send a hound, or I don't send a hound. I don't know why I said that. But we pop the Warden ability there. Royal Champion is invincible. Our balloons are invincible through these raged up multis. And we are going to freeze. We have 5 freezes in this army composition. We're even going to freeze that air defense just to ensure that our 2 balloons can get through it and keep everyone pushing through. At this point, we send our last freeze. Looking back on it now was unnecessary because the Diggy was alive, but there's so many moving parts that it's oftentimes hard to see what all is alive. But we have plenty of balloons alive. We pop the Queen ability just for fun. Plenty of minions on the outside cleaning up. And the base is absolutely deleted. Pretty well executed. A couple of mistakes there, but overall a good attack. For this next attack, I want to take a second and talk about box bases in particular. Despite how many thousands and thousands of box bases there are out there, 99% of them are going to follow the same blueprint, right? You're going to have your town hall somewhat opposite of your eagle artillery. You're going to have this eagle, this clan castle, this monolith, and typically one of your inferno towers, all somewhere in this center. And now they'll all be kind of interchangeable here and there, but they're all typically on this center line. The compartment with the town hall will vary with how stacked with defenses it is. This one, as you can see, is very easy to get through. You could send your queen with 1 wall breaker and a headhunter to take care of this king and take out this town hall. You also typically are going to have your scatter shots along with your air defending heroes on the flank. You're going to have at least 2 of your infernos somewhere in the core, and then you're going to have your sweepers sweeping one of these directions. But with this base, the blimp value here is very obvious. We have our clan castle right here. We have a rage tower covering all of these defenses on both sides, so we definitely need to take care of at least one of those sections. And the air defense is deep in the base, so our hound can distract all the way in while we send our blimp right here. So let's go ahead and play the clip. Hound is in, blimp behind it. Now you'll notice actually that my blimp gets not manually gets hit with seeking air mines and pops automatically right here, right in front of this compartment that I wanted to land in. But this is where that 1 wall breaker in our clan castle comes into play, because with how fast you drop your rage spell, you can determine whether or not you bust open walls. So if you drop your rage spell fairly quickly after your blimp pops, that wall breaker will get raged up, and 1 wall breaker is enough to get through the walls. If you don't want a wall busted open, just delay your rage deployment a little longer. So we're going to deploy our rage fairly fast. That wall breaker will break open that wall, and we are going to have access to everything that I was hoping to grab. We'll take out that spell tower, we'll take out that wizard tower, we'll take out that scatter shot, we'll chain that multi luckily. Now we don't get the full CC pull, as he does have a lot of troops in there, a lot of archers. But that's alright. That's fairly easy to deal with the poison spell. And we want our heroes to walk down. This section of the base is very easy to take out with our heroes, and we can easily get them to this town hall. We can do some quick funneling up here since these defenses aren't much of a threat, especially to air troops. Wall break into that compartment. And that poison spell will take care of all those archers in the clan castle. We can rage up the king. He decides to go outside, so we wall break him in. Headhunter to help him out, and I guess I decided that I was running low on time, so I'm just going to Lalo through that town hall, which will be nice because it'll keep our female heroes moving in. So we haste, we pop Warden ability to negate the damage of that Giga Bomb, and you'll notice that I'm sprinkling balloons in, right? So we had our main group go through the town hall, we also had a group go here, we have a group coming in here, we have a group picking off this archer tower right here, so that all of these can continue to move in and they don't flank off. And we also have a hound distracting all of these defenses right here. Minions in behind, just start cleaning up, haste our way into this scatter and this enemy queen, freeze it. Those headhunters in the warden ability take out that queen very quick, and now we have 3 freezes, one now that I finally said it, but enough freezes to get through these raged up back in defenses. We still have our Royal Champ ability. We have plenty of balloons alive. The multi can't target all of them. It can only hit 6 at a time. That Grand Warden Tower was low and it gets stunned. The Royal Champion takes out that last Wizard Tower and we have plenty of cleanup. We pop the Queen ability just for fun, even though she's going to beat on a wall. And the base got deleted. Alright, so this attack right here, I'm going to preface and say that it's a time fail, but I wanted to throw it in this video because I felt like we could learn from my mistakes here. I felt like they're very important points to make about Blizzard Lalo. So I'm just going to explain where I plan to blimp. I'm going to send a hound in here, I'm going to send my blimp here, and I wanted to land in this area so that I could take out this archer queen, take out this scatter, take out this, and then, you know, get the rest of these buildings around it. But I do end up dropping it at a weird angle, so I am not going to get all of that, but it's okay. My blimp deployment was a little late, but the hound does soak up all those traps, so it will be able to make it there. Another great example of deploying that rage nice and early so that the wall breaker works. So now we have access to this compartment instead of being trapped in here. Now I want you to realize how long it takes me after I decide that I'm not going to use that last invis, how long I sit here and watch my super wizards fight this clan castle knowing that they're going to die. Now that they're dead, how long it takes me just to drop an archer. Not only that, but I should have dropped my archer right here. I should have just dropped my queen right here. She could have taken this out, she could have taken this out, she could have taken this out, and by then they would have made it to her and she could have fought them right here, taking no damage. All in all, before this clip started, I counted, I wasted about 14 seconds right there in total. We're gonna lure it over. Our queen will take care of them, taking no damage with a poison spell. I think we deploy King to help out as well because he can fight that Titan, and that poison super minion really doesn't do much. We put a baby dragon on that archer tower to funnel it, and then we're going to send our Royal Champion in along with a headhunter into that scattershot compartment. That giant is to test for spring traps because we want our ice golem to actually push into the base. We freeze just so that we can keep that Diggy alive. Headhunter and Royal Champion destroy that queen. We're going to rage the king here in a second to get through that king. Then we're going to deploy a few balloons to funnel that cannon up there because we want our king to go inside. He goes inside anyway, thank God. Invis that Royal Champion just so that she can take care of that poison tower, which is very nice later in the attack. Invis tower does go off, which kind of hurts us, kind of helps us. And now here's another instance that I want to explain to you right here. As soon as I knew that my queen was going to secure that town hall, I needed to be starting the Lalo. But for some reason, I wait a couple of seconds and I watch her. All right, so that's about 3 seconds right there. That I should have started the Lalo sooner. But we start the Lalo. The pathing that we've carved out is fantastic. A couple of balloons to pick off that archer tower. Scatter is distracted by that hound. We're going to make that hound invincible, pop that warden ability. It's going to fly across the map and soak up all these traps. And you want to sprinkle balloons in as your hound is making it there, as your hound is distracting all these defenses. You want to sprinkle balloons in to pick them off, right? So that they're all going to collapse right here. Some minions to start cleaning up. Haste and freeze into that last multi. A wizard and an archer to start picking off those buildings. And now right here in a second, I want to point out something about these 2 balloons that I have left. You'll notice I deploy them right here. And in hindsight, that was a mistake. Now obviously during the attack, it's hard to realize that, but that's where practice comes into play, because knowing that I'm low on time, I should have sent them at such an angle that they could have taken care of this, right? Because we have plenty of balloons right here that could have flanked off and gotten these defenses. But when we time fail right here, it's going to be because this defense is standing still. So we'll let this play a little longer. One more freeze. 3 groups of balloons working their way in. We'll freeze that for good measure just to keep them alive. And as you can see, the base is completely deleted, but since that archer tower stayed standing, it was able to kill off our wizard, which would have taken away this defense, right? And that wizard would have shot these skellies. It would have one-shotted them. It would have taken all 5 out with 1 burst. Balloons take that out. They take out the Tesla. They take out the wizard tower. Our minions take out that dark elixir storage. And all that's left standing with 0 seconds on the clock is this one building. And in total, about 17 seconds wasted in this attack. So I just wanted to share that with you, just so that you guys get the point that you do need to somewhat hustle with your execution. Kind of develop that plan beforehand. Where am I going to blimp? Where am I going to lure the CC? Where do I want my heroes to push into? And then at what point do I know that I can start my Lalo? And then you also always kind of want to save just a few troops for the back end, just to pick off these buildings that may cause a time fail. So, alright guys, that is going to conclude today's video. If you enjoyed, if you found it helpful, please feel free to leave a like. If you want to stay tuned for episodes 2 and 3, please subscribe. I will be covering diamond style bases as well as center town hall bases. So if you are someone trying to learn this strategy, you definitely don't want to miss those. But with all that being said, thank you so much for watching and have a great rest of your day.